So the first thing I saw today when I turned on the TV was the news that Hillary's name will be entered into nomination at the convention. Um, I I didn't react much at all when I heard it. I mean, I guess I was a little bit surprised, but I didn't like jump up for joy or anything like that. I guess my first initial reaction was, like, why is this happening? And it's because, when I heard the report, it wasn't that the effort to get delegates to put her name in was the reason. It's that uh, the Messiah had decided to do it. And of course, he doesn't do anything that doesn't serve his interests. And so I guess that's why when I heard it, I didn't think of it as something that was, great. Yes, it's good that her name is going to be in there, but as I, got more information throughout the day, reading online various reports, was that it wasn't going to be a free and clear nomination, that there may be several restrictions that are applied with it, such as, her name will be placed in there, but that she may be forced to give up all of her delegates, or basically order them to vote for the Messiah at the convention. So this isn't exactly what we wanted. The whole effort is to get a fair and open convention, not one that has stipulations up the yin-yang. But of course, there's still one goal is to block that from happening. But it is, it's a significant step, and the only reason that it happened is because they ran out of options. I mean, it relates back to what we have seen him do throughout the primary. Initially when the Reverend Wright scandal started, and, I can sooner disown him than the black community. And he thought that would be the end of it after he gave his little speech on race relations. And then, Reverend Wright got up there at the press club meeting thing and acted a fool. And so then he was basically, at that point, had no choice. So this just isn't the Reverend I knew, and, kicked him to the curb. And, he did that again with his church. Oh, well, when asked in interviews, why are you still going to that church? Well, they do good work, and those people are decent. There's nothing going on at that church that, no respectable person could object to, until that Father Flager came along, and then all of a sudden, it's, well, for the sake of the church, I have to resign my membership. I just can't bring any more ill will to those good people. The self-sacrifices that he has to make, it shouldn't happen to anybody. But here again today, if you'd read some of the reports about this, with Hillary's name, the picture is painted that again he's doing everything in his power to bring us together, and that it was actually always, going to happen. That they made it sound like he was begging Hillary to let him enter her name, that she was resistant to this. And of course, the fact that the Denver group and the PUMA people and everyone else had been running ads in papers and sending tens of thousands of letters and phone calls, and pestering the hell out of these people to get them to do the right thing, I guess had absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't even know why we wasted our time. But anyway, ever the unifier that he is, he finally, which I suppose he could have, if this was always going to happen, could have done this right after the end of the primary. But nah, he was just doing this to build up suspense, right? Wait until the last minute. But so that's what we have today. The attacks also seem to be just getting worse all across the board for the Hillary people. on the various blogs, in print, on the news. But that, I suppose in a way is a good sign, because that means finally they, number one, are acknowledging that we exist, and number two, don't like it, and are trying to minimalize us every which way they can. Certainly that Jack Cafferty never passes up an opportunity to take a jab at us, and Hillary as well. That shameful interview on MSNBC, if you saw it today with that Schuster, but then why would you expect anything less than from him? We know the little pussy that he is. So I do hope that Dara, Murphy, and Wilbauer review that tape and just kind of analyze where they could have maybe improved a little bit. I know they're new at this, and even the most seasoned politicians and people that do these interviews can get, basically sideswiped or whatever by some of these guys. But, I think it's going to get worse. As we get closer to the convention, their one goal is to make us as, marginalized and insignificant, and trivialize us in every way they can, and you have to be ready to deal with it. No one else is gonna fight this battle but us, and we can't lose this battle. We have to win it. So prepare for the worst and do your best. I do commend the both of them, though, for even going on that show, even giving the Obama network, MSNBC, the time of day. They don't deserve it, but they did it, and so kudos to you guys. One last bit of advice I would give, to them and to anybody else who is taking on the media answering, well, what is it we want? Why are we doing this? And again, this election is all about the Messiah. He's made it about him, and that's what it comes down to. The fact that, well, for us, he has no business being the president, number one. Number two, he will not be the president. He cannot win in a general election. And anytime you go on these shows, that needs to be hammered home, that what we're doing basically is trying to get the one person in the Democratic Party who stands a chance of winning into the general, which is Hillary. He has proven, just since the primary has ended, over and over again, his utter lack of knowledge on foreign affairs, such as what's happening in Georgia, on domestic issues like the gas prices. And they keep throwing out this, oh, well, would you vote for McCain? You really want to see Roe v. Wade revoked? And that argument is so tired out, so overplayed, that he can do nothing. He can submit anybody he wants to. It is up to the Senate to approve a person. Supposedly the Democrats are in control. They don't show it, but they are. So if they think that the Democratic Congress wants to approve somebody who will overturn Roe v. Wade, take that up with them. But also, do we want to elect somebody who will continue to spy on Americans, whose only plan apparently to lower gas prices is to inflate your tires? There are so many things that you can hit home with Obama, and it's all about Obama. Keep the focus on Obama, because this is what this election is about. And if they want to continue to marginalize us as a group, well, then just remind them that, you're right. We are not going to decide what happens in November. The independents and the moderates of both parties are what's going to decide. And the polls prove that Obama cannot close this deal. He never has been able to. He never will. The proof is there that the only way to win is with Hillary. That's the bottom line. So we are doing what we can to get a Democrat elected, and just remind them that the party doesn't seem to be helping us at all. So if we're the last line of defense, then, take that role, be proud, and keep fighting.